So what is the most popular type of hardwood floor? My name is Britta, and I'm a co-founder here at Steller Floors, where we make amazing solid hardwood floors that float. If you want more content like this or have any questions, go ahead and hit subscribe, and engage with us in the comments. People are always asking me what the most popular kind of hardwood floor is. You can answer that question in two different ways. You can either answer it with what's trendy and what's in all the interior design blogs, or you can actually go with what most people are actually purchasing. Here at Steller Floors, we find that we are selling mostly American oak. Some people call it red oak, other people refer to it as American oak, but this is such an American classic that it's really no surprise that this is one of the most common types of hardwood floors. In my hands is an unfinished American oak plank, and I'm trying to show you here what makes it really distinctive. So if you look really close, you can actually see that this plank has really strong grain patterns. This is a really traditional look, and you can see the alternation between dark and light in those grain patterns. This is a 5-inch wide plank. It's 3/4 of an inch thick, so it's real solid wood through and through. And you can actually, there's no sort of like glued on flimsy layer on top. The whole thing came from the tree this way and was dried and milled so that it's nice, square, and flat. This one is unfinished. This is what the raw wood looks like. And I can actually show you a bunch of different options that we offer to change the color of the wood, but you'll still have that really strong grain pattern that's really distinctive for oak. Like if you walk into a house and you see a floor with this grain pattern, it's pretty commonly an oak species. Generally speaking, if you like this grain pattern, the alternative is white oak, but it's substantially more expensive. And so that's another reason why American oak is super, super popular, is because you can get a really tough species that has really good hardness at a really cost-effective price. So what I'm going to do here is show you a whole bunch of the options that we have to change the color of American oak. And these all have to do with different stains and finishes. And then if what you want to do is change that color, you would refinish. You would actually sand the plank, you would reveal this bare wood underneath, and you would refinish it with another layer of finish on top in whatever color you choose. What you can see here is we have this plank, which is our unfinished plank. So, there's no sheen on it. It's really flat looking. And this is really the bare wood. The front matches the back. So this is a pretty clear indicator that this is an unfinished piece of wood. If you're going for this look and you want to have it look just like the raw wood, we offer Newcastle for that. So you can actually see that Newcastle looks exactly like our unfinished plank here that I've brought along with me. What you'll see here are rose hues, and it's slightly shinier because it has that polyurethane coat on top. That polyurethane coat is UV cured so that it's resistant to scratches and dents. Real wood will still scratch and dent, but this gives you an extra layer of protection. Here at Steller Floors, these are commercial grade finishes. So that means that, if you were to put down this raw wood, it would be very vulnerable to spills. It would be really vulnerable to pet scratches and things like that. But this polyurethane layer is going to give it some extra protection. This is Newcastle. So this is actually a stain that we apply to make it look exactly like the raw wood. But when you sand it, this is actually what's going to be revealed underneath, is the color is basically exactly the same. Some people feel that this color is too warm for them, so they would prefer a cooler look. And so we also are bringing on this new stain. This one is called Bristol. So Bristol is another whitewash that brightens the tone of the wood, but this actually has a more golden tone and actually feels a lot like white oak. So if you're in the market looking for white oak, this Bristol option, which is brand new for us, is really, really close to white oak with that American oak price point. If we just put a clear coat of polyurethane on top, we add some of those golden hues back in. So this is just a matter of how light is reflected across the surface. So this is a bare plank of American oak, and this is a plank that's been finished with that clear polyurethane coat. So with This plank, we can also go into our mid tones and our dark tones. So what I'll show you here is with this blank piece of material, these are our mid-tone species options. So this is still the same American oak, but here what you'll see is we have a mid-tone gray stain on top or a mid-tone brown stain. This is, again, so we have over here we have Newcastle, Bristol, Tacoma, Georgetown, and Lexington. And we can go as dark as Dallas. So this is a dark brown stain that takes what is otherwise a bright wood and gives it those darker tones. Again, if you went to refinish these woods, this is what's revealed underneath, is that solid wood plank and that solid wood material. People are also often asking me to see rooms in bigger spaces to actually get an idea of how these feel in a room. So I'm going to actually show you some video clips here. First, we have sort of Alicia Nelson's installation. This is an American oak Dallas floor. This is a dark brown floor, and you can see it reflecting the light because it has that satin finish. It's somewhat reflective, which helps hide dents and scratches, but it is that dark tone, which really gives the space a warm feeling, a warm, cozy feeling. Here is an example of American oak Tacoma in a commercial office space. This was chosen so that it would brighten the room. It does feel a little bit cooler just because there's more light being reflected around the room thanks to that bright color in American oak Tacoma. And here's a recent photo from a customer of Newcastle American oak. So this natural feel, it really looks authentic. You can see the grain, and it adds that additional sort of creative, natural vibe to the room. So that's a really exciting sort of DIY homeowner project that turned out fantastic with our Steller Floors. So if you're enjoying all this information about hardwood floors, like, subscribe, and join us in the comments to talk about more hardwood floors.